to come to the stage. And let's have a huge round of applause for Toastmaster Jyoti for her level 5, the vibrant and dynamic speaker. Level what? Service and excellence. Service and excellence. Toastmaster Jyoti, service and excellence.
Thank you, Toastmaster Azim. In my organization, I have observed that there are two kinds of leadership that are more prevalent. So there's this one group who is advocate of one kind, and then there is another group who believes in another kind of leadership. And let's understand both kind of leadership with a scenario and how the different managers from these two groups would react if they are put in the similar situation. Now, our project has kick-started, and the project is about the development of a mobile app for a company in a span of 6 months. Now, there is this one manager from the first group, and let's call her Miss H for the sake of simplicity. Miss H calls upon a meeting and she says to the meeting, "Hey team, we have this new upcoming project which is about developing a mobile application in a span of 6 months." And then she laid out clear objectives and said that we have to target 80% of adoption rate within first month post its launch. She also talks about what are the different phases, the different deliverables, milestones, and roles and responsibilities. Now we have another manager from the second group, and we call her Miss S for the sake of simplicity. Now Miss S also calls upon a meeting and she says, "Hey team, we have this upcoming project that we need to complete in 6 months, and it is about the development of this mobile application." But she doesn't talk about what would be the deliverables. She didn't talk about what would be the timelines. She doesn't talk about the milestone, etc. Out of confusion, one of the team member, he asked, "But ma'am, what do we do if we have to prioritize between stability and the timelines?" And she said, "Let's do both." Now, both these managers have reacted very differently for the same scenario. And I would ask you, which leadership style would you prefer? Miss H or Miss S?
Miss H.
So it is safe to say that Miss H is actually Miss Harmony and Miss S is basically Miss Storm. And let's see how. Let's see how are we sticking to what we are thinking right now, or we are going to change our perspective or thought as and when the project moves forward. Now, 1 month into the project, Miss Harmony, she called upon another meeting for a brainstorming session where everybody contributes. She's asking about what needs to be done, what could be better, and she is in the favor of collaboration and interaction. She's also assigning different leads for all the functional activities. And she's also established a 15 minutes of stand-up where the people can come up with the blockers, and there has to be a cross-functional discussion between the team. Now Miss S, she also thought how to go about this project. She simply wrote an email delegating what person will do what work without even informing the entire team. Now one developer asked designer a question and she snapped it all together and said, "Just focus on your work." She also thinks that meetings are waste of time and she cancels all the meetings. Now again, question to you, Miss Harmony or Miss Storm? Harmony. But let's just wait. Let's not come to the conclusion. Now the project has progressed midway through the project or towards the end of it. Miss Harmony ensures that whenever any project is delivered or any technical milestone is achieved, she ensures that she is writing an email CCing everybody, encouraging the team and developers. Now Miss Storm, she doesn't believe in all these acknowledgement until there is a deadline which is not achieved. Now she will write email to everybody talking about the incompetency of the entire team and how the communication was not there. And when this was achieved, the project was completed, she doesn't acknowledge the fact that the team has worked so hard towards it. So now again, Miss Harmony or Miss Storm? Harmony. So we have observed and we have seen that Miss Harmony actually think about the harmony of the group as well while delivering the project. However, Miss Storm is not in creating that harmony. She is always snapping and storming out on the team and its member. And Miss Harmony has been able to do this because she thinks about all the deliverables. She also facilitates communication and she ensures that everybody's thoughts are respected. And these are the pattern of a great and effective leadership. And let's understand these signs, keeping Toastmasters in mind. The first and important sign of an effective leadership is that an effective leader promotes participation. And how that happens in our Toastmasters meeting. Anybody want to take a stab on this? In meetings, whenever we are sitting here, right? How somebody would encourage participation. Maybe our president, maybe T-Mod, how that participation will be increased, which is actually a sign of a great leader. Any suggestion?
Maybe by asking questions.
Yes.
Second could be giving an opportunity to come up and speak.
Right. Yes. Very good. Any other thoughts?
By signing rules on the fly.
Yes, that is also something that we can do. We usually do in all our meetings. So
appreciate.
yes, right. We also appreciate. So, for example, we have team mod, right? Razdeep, you are team mod for the day, and you are asking a lot of questions to a lot of people. You can actually say that we have received a lot of thoughts today on our topic. How about we invite one more perspective? And what are your thoughts on this Toastmaster Rohan? So that brings in more participation and that enables that everybody is participating even if there was little hesitation initially. So a great leader always promote participation. The second important aspect of great leadership is that a great leader facilitates communication. And we have to understand that in perspective in the terms of Toastmasters meeting. Any suggestion on this one? How we can facilitate communication? And the hint is that we have this new introduction of this series, and how can we enable that is communicated properly to the entire members. So any ideas on that?
Yeah, through WhatsApp message, group message.
Yes.
And then maybe end of the message of the team, like addressing everyone and saying that this is the new series we are launching. And
Yes, right. So I am delivering this speech on Leadership Excellence series. This is actually a new edition that has happened over past 1-2 months only. So it becomes crucial that VP Education or maybe ex-com team or maybe mentors, they're communicating that change properly and effectively to all the members. This ensures that everybody is aligned and there is no communication gap. So we have to ensure that whatever we are doing in the club and beyond, that needs to be communicated, should be communicated, and this is the responsibility of an effective leader.
I have an experience which I would like to share, not an idea. I have witnessed that in one organization. It was an organization of insurance where people were in sales, and there used to be certain updates coming from the head office, and mostly it was happening that the update was not reaching to the last mile. The branch manager used to communicate while there was a morning huddle, and during morning huddle he was communicating, but people are in a different frame of mind. They will end up forgetting it, and then those RVPs, stalwarts, they will ask questions, and there was always a communication gap. So what emerged as an idea, I was also part of that, is that there is going to be one printout of that message, the front half of the message, and below that everybody is going to sign.
Okay, right.
And you will sign only when you have read and understood. So the last line was, I have read and understood. Sign, sign, sign. So there are over 30 signatures from the entire branch.
Right, right.
Same thing, applying technology, you have a message and then you have a poll
Right.
saying that
You have read
understood.
it or
And the
understood
poll
it.
question can also be larger.
Right,
So ensuring that the people have actually read and understood.
right.
It has reached that. In fact, people don't even know that people have read it. I
Yes.
always have a concern with most of the people. It is always a group, WhatsApp group. For me, a broadcast at times works better. Group is fine, but besides group, if you communicate on broadcast, people are able to see the message.
Sure.
You don't have to search it in the group where there are a lot of messages.
Right, right. And this we can actually use in our group as well. So if there is any new addition, if there is something new that we want to talk about, for example, ISC is in February, something of that sort, so that everybody is at the same page, and we can do that. And this is a sign of a great leadership if we are utilizing that we are communicating each member properly. So there is actually absolute transparency within this group. The third important aspect of a great leader is that he or she facilitates problem solving. And how it happens. Let's assume that we have a meeting, like we have this scarcity of role players today. And we are also planning a speech marathon as a matter of fact for the next week. Let's say that the roles were not filled today, and let's assume that the roles will not be filled for the speech marathon. Now what the president or VP education will do? Will he panic and stressed out about the situation? Or he will create a small group, maybe call upon a meeting and discuss what are the resources we have and what best we can do. So instead of stressing upon a situation and make everybody else feel nervous about it, it's better to provide a solution. And there is no harm and shame in including a lot of other people who are also part of that group, because brainstorming always gives better result. So this is the third important aspect of a great leader. The fourth aspect of effective leadership is that he or she is interested in members' growth and how it is happening. Let's assume that there is this person, a new joiner, who wants to take up a team or role, and it's a complex one. It is not any other role. It's a complex one where you have to write a proper write-up, and it's difficult. It is different than a speech also, because you have to break your segments. He's very nervous about it, he's very shy about it, but he still wants to participate. Then he comes, he goes to the mentor, maybe a peer, maybe president or VP education, and ask help as to how to articulate it, go about this role. Now it is responsibility of those people to help him frame that, and probably that help would be required in one meeting, second team mod activity, but from third or fourth meeting onwards, he'll be able to properly manage this team mode role on its own. So with that, a great leader is ensuring that the new person who has taken up this role for the very first time is also encouraged, is also appreciated. So this is also a very important sign of a great and effective leadership. The fifth role, or the fifth sign of a great leader is that he or she has the ability to persuade people as well. And an example would be, let's say we have this international speech contest in February, and it's a big thing because it is something that happens at an international level. This is not restricted to a area contest, district contest. So people might feel overwhelmed. I felt overwhelmed at one point of time. Then it is responsibility of a great leader to tell that person that, hey, if not something, that you will have a great experience out of it. If not something, you will learn from the experiences of other people. You need to cast a story so that the person is persuaded. And it should not be forceful. The persuasion should, the people should feel motivated internally. So these are the different signs of a great leader. And these signs ensures that the team leader is working in a group with a team, because the results that we get from a team is always greater than the one where he is only leading and not involving other people. It brings more prosperity in the group. It ensures that the results are manifolded, better, improved. So fellow Toastmasters and dear guests, leadership is not dramatic. It is not loud. It is basically these small little actions that we take on daily basis so that everybody feel involved, respected and inspired. And let's try to do at least 1% of what I have spoken today, so that we not only lead the team, we lead the change as well. Thank you so much.
The last speech for the pathways. Oh, sorry.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Even if he's calling
Thank you, Toastmaster Jyoti, for that brilliant speech on how a leadership kind of segment is.